All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I came across some very interesting, weird drama from a company that I didn't even think would experience said drama. Hello Games. Now, if you guys don't know who Hello Games are, they are the ones who decided to make No Man's Sky. Now, No Man's Sky had, of course, a legendary launch that has resulted in the initial failure of the video game. But No Man's Sky is one of those games that, honestly, the story should be told, right? As the right way to handle your game failing in the first place. Hello Games decided that they were not going to back down, that they were not going to let the game die, and they've been updating this game for years now, years and years, with free updates, not charging anybody a single dollar for any of the updates, and they're doing so in order to make their game into the vision that they had for it initially. Now, unfortunately for them, I can never stand by a company that says they're going to deliver X and then ends up delivering Y, right? And unfortunately for Hello Games, that's exactly what they did. They said they were going to deliver a game that was of certain scope, and what we ended up getting in the beginning wasn't quite that. But apparently, with the most recent update, they have gotten an insane amount of drama their way, because now they have a trans planet, supposedly. I don't really know. I think people are reaching here. So let's get into this article, guys, from The Gamer. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, I will say this, okay? Hello Games has been doing right by gamers ever since they released their video game. They didn't do right when they launched it because, again, they promised X and they delivered Y, but they've been doing right by gamers this entire time for years and been trying to update this game and turn it into something that they've always envisioned. And I can respect that. However, this entire drama with the recent update, I don't really know if this is intentional. I don't really know if I buy the fact that they made this planet in order to represent trans people, like a lot of people over on Reddit are trying to say. I really think that at this point, Hello Games has earned some level of respect from gamers to give them the benefit of the doubt. Unless they come out and specifically say something otherwise, I really don't know what's going on here. I think this is just a level of wrong color, wrong time kind of a situation where this planet happens to be in the similar fashion of trans colors, and it is a gas planet, obviously. And at this point, like I said, I think people are reaching here. But let's see the drama, because apparently all of this blew up on Reddit, right? All of this blew up from one post on Reddit where it resulted in multiple lockdowns on Reddit. This whole nonsense, it's just crazy. No Man's Sky Worlds Part 2 update offers a new solar system and planets for players to explore. Players discover gas giant resembling trans flag. Faces transphobic comments on subreddit. Despite the hate, many players defended Parsifal Gaming against toxic internet behavior. Last week, Hello Games launched a massive Worlds Part 2 update for the ever-expanding No Man's Sky. The update included billions of new solar systems and trillions of new planets for players to explore, included previously unreleased gas giants. As is so often with the case with No Man's Sky, players have spent every hour since the update scouring the universe for new and exciting discoveries, finding new flora, fauna, and planet types along the way. One discovery was made by player Parsifal Gaming, who found a gas giant planet that bore a striking resemblance to the trans flag. Excitedly sharing their find on the game subreddit, things quickly devolved into hate, with multiple comments being deleted and threads being locked. Now, here's the issue, right? So I don't know, bro. Like, so look at this Reddit post. When they said this, just found my first gas giant, and it happens to be a trans flag. I felt like you knew what you were doing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you really, really knew what you were doing. If you would have just put up this picture and posted it online, most people probably wouldn't have initially made that connection. At least that wouldn't have been in their mind. I feel like you immediately put that false connection in people's mind just because of the similarity in colors for trans flag and whatnot. Now, again, if they decided, Hello Games decided to do this purposefully, and they announced that they did, then that's a totally different conversation. You know what I mean? At that point, then you could say, all right, company's woke as shit. They decided to pander for whatever reason. That's very odd to me. They made a whole planet based on trans people, whatever. You could say whatever you want at that point. But as of right now, you really don't know if this was just a color combination that was randomly generated for one of the gas planets. You know what I mean? Like, they clearly could have had this put in their system that it could be randomly generated. This is No Man's Sky we're talking about. There's billions of fucking planets out there. There's a high chance or a high probability that a gas giant would probably be multicolored like this, in the sense of similar to a trans flag. Now, again, I'm not trying to defend this shit. Again, I don't know if they are woke or whatever the case would be. I just feel like in a game like this, where you're you're literally looking at millions of stars in the background that you can all visit, right? This is that level of a game. It's massive. I just don't see why you would point this out and decide to make the correlation to the trans flag and post it on Reddit, knowing that on Reddit, the moment you say this, you're going to get absolutely destroyed. There is no doubt about it. And you know what? I feel like it is the probable, I don't know, either it's the ideology of Parsifal Gaming that's coming through in this post and people are just running with it, or overall it's people being highly sensitive to this stuff. But I do not believe that this is a woke aspect of this video game. I just don't. I'm sorry. Like, with a randomly generated world like this with No Man's Sky, I just don't. If they say something otherwise, if Hello Games comes out and say, yes, we put this in there because we wanted trans people to feel seen, then it's a totally different ball game, and we could make an update video and have at it. But right now, with the way that this is, I do not believe this to be a super intentional thing. I just don't. And I'm sure people out there are going to be like, nope, it is intentional, because, you know, they're very sensitive to the whole situation. And I get it. We deal with a lot of woke bullshit in gaming, unfortunately, and it makes people highly sensitive to look at any little thing and say, well, there's that, and I understand that, but I don't really think that that's the case here. Parsifal Gaming's planet is a pretty one. It's a light blue color with a baby pink stripe running through the middle, much like the flag represented transgender folk. Excited about what they found, Parsifal Gaming posted images of the planet on the game subreddit with reference to the trans flag. While many of the comments share their excitement, and is so often the case on the internet, things turn to hate. You know what it is, too? It's like, again, something like this can be super innocent. Something like this could be, like, it's not a big deal, right? It's just like a fucking procedurally generated planet that happened to be in the colors of the trans flag, but it doesn't mean that it suddenly represents all trans people. And unfortunately, we run into situations where people want to make it that, right? This person wants to make it that. Other people want to make it that. Now you're going to have trans people saying, this is our planet. We can see ourselves, and you're just bigoted if you don't want to join this planet. Like, I'm telling you, man, they'll turn it into this entire narrative that it doesn't have to be. It literally just has to be a procedurally generated planet that happened to be in the trans colors, right? It could be a one-off. I don't understand why we are trying to make this into a fucking martyr of trans people. It's insane to me. Anyway, in the thread, multiple messages were deleted and the thread was locked soon after. Parsifal Gaming then posted a second defiant thread, noting they would sleep easy, knowing that you would be offended by the color of a fictional planet in a video game about 9% of the time you visit a gas giant. Once again, it received dozens of hateful comments. It was locked. So this second post here, I will sleep easy knowing that you will be offended, I feel like that explains this first post. I do. I feel like that explains this. This person, Parsifal Gaming, knew exactly what they were doing, and they're trying to sow hate. They're trying to sow discourse. They're trying to sow some sort of hatred towards Hello Games by saying that the gas giant is the trans flag. They're trying to do it. They really are. I don't think it's Hello Games. I think it's this person. It's very clear that they wanted to make a bait post on Reddit, and they found an opportunity to do it. So they took a screenshot, said it looked like the trans flag, and let the comments and the hatred roll in. That's what they knew they were doing. That seems very targeted, in my opinion. One user suggested that Parsifal should never have included sexuality as part of your post, to which they responded, I made a simple observation of how, hey, this planet I found looks like a pride flag, neat. And then I received 40 hate comments in 8 hours, and several people reported my Reddit account. Again, I kind of agree with this comment, right? Sexuality is part of your post. There was no reason, in my opinion, to look at this and say, ooh, look, this looks like the trans flag. You already knew what you were doing, my guy. And it's very clear that you knew, because based off your second post about you essentially sleeping easy with the hate, yeah, I know exactly the kind of person that you are deep down at the end of the day. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's anything here. I could be wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong. If Hello Games comes out and say that they did this because they wanted to represent trans people, then I'll make an update video talking about that. But as of right now, I think this is just a one-off planet that is part of a procedurally generated world that randomizes colors, randomizes planets, and makes you have the ability to see them and explore them. I think people are reaching with this one. I think they're going a little bit out there with this one. And again, I don't owe, like, Hello Games doesn't owe me anything. I don't owe Hello Games anything. I don't play No Man's Sky. I just am looking at the situation as an outsider looking in and saying, yeah, I don't really think this is woke or anything right now. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.